Okay, we made it in. Well, so it wasn't easy though. It's kind of a shit show here because they put you into a cafe and then I went to buy a ticket at the gift shop, and then they say our systems are down, can't buy a ticket. I just flew all the way here from the United States, and they said, well, you can let you if you have cash only. Well, anyway, I'm in 1902 Century Foreman. Pretty cool. And I'm just sitting up there cruising down the road. I don't think I'd like that. There's another one like that too. I think they were for handicapped people. These, I think that's what they made these for. Handicapped people. I'm not going to go through every bike here, so sorry. You'll just have to take a peek. There's a Carry, unusual brand. They'll kick you out for that. Now, let me see. These are all the early New Imperial, Pick, Premier, Royal Enfield, Wenlock. I don't see too many of those. The Sun, 1913, The Sun. What we got here? Williamson Flat Twin, 1000cc liquid cooled. That's pretty cool. Premier, the Quadrant. I like how they put the in front of every name. The Quadrant instead of just Quadrant. Rover. What that is? Coming up, 283. Never seen one before. You always see something you've never seen before because they've made thousands of brands of motorcycles. Another Rover V-twin. Monarch. See those a lot. Scooter. Nope, Mobile Pup. I dig these ones with the front engine like right up there. Pretty cool. Alright, let's go to the next room. Oh, there's a Wooler. We just seen that Wooler at Sammy Miller's. That's a really cool bike. Alright, let's go to the next room. Okay, at the Birmingham National Motorcycle Museum. Let's check out some more modern stuff. And we're going to recap on some stuff I already showed you. Norton. 76 838 prototype. I don't think I've ever seen it. Parallel twin 838 called the Norton 76. One thing I want to recap on, that Brough Superior 4-cylinder, I didn't realize it has dual rear wheels. I don't know how that would handle. And it's shaft drive to both wheels. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. This thing's just so pretty, man. It really is a pretty bike. Like, just, that's total artwork right there. All right, let's get back to the modern stuff. 900 Norton Commando triple. Never seen one. Didn't even know they made it. 75 and 76. Trying to keep up with the Triumph Tridents, I guess. And what this is, a Norton Euro, but that's an Italian engine. That must be when they were going broke. They were trying to throw something at the wall to try to save them. Because that's a Morelli engine. And Norton Rotary Racer. NVR 588, 600cc. Well, 588cc. The Creighton 700. Norton. No. It's not a Norton. It's a Creighton. These were built by Brian Creighton. 2013. thought they had Norton engines in them, but it's not saying it does. I'm just speed reading real quick, so bear with me. No, doesn't say nothing about Norton. The Norton Nemesis V8 never happened. A lot of people tried the V8. Didn't happen. Benelli tried it way back in the 60s. Didn't happen. 1975 500cc prototype. I wonder why they didn't put that out. It's like a normal old bike. That exhaust sticking way out of there. That side's not. That side's tucked in. This side's way out. It's kind of weird. I like this. BSA Fury. That looks pretty cool to me. Wonder why they didn't make that. And the famous Vetter X75, one of my favorites of the British Triumph BSAs. Eddie did Vetter, made some cool stuff. Ariel 700 4-cylinder. I never knew Ariel made a 4-cylinder. I've had arrows and leaders and golden arrows, but I never know they made. Oh, wait a minute, they didn't. Did they? Is this a 4-cylinder? Yeah, it is too. That's a 4-cylinder, man. Huh. Didn't know they made one. 1962. They have these bikes so packed in, it's really hard to shoot. So bear with me, because I can't show crap because they have them literally touching, which is stupid. But I guess they have so many bikes they had to. The famous Ariel Square 4. Famous for overheating until the very last year, 1959. They came out with an aluminum head and it stopped the overheating problem. What we got here? Wolf 2. 1980 Wolf 2 500 stepped piston twin. What do they mean by stepped piston? Can't really see the engine too much, so I'm not really sure. Oh, maybe back here. It's liquid cooled. Don't know what they mean by stepped piston. I have to do some homework on that. This one's pretty good looking. 1975 Wolf 500cc stepped piston. That's pretty good looking, man. I dig that. I like this bike. That's a sharp looking bike. Triumph 4-cylinder. You don't see too many of that. 1000cc 4-cylinder. It's good looking too. Triumph Bodyville. That's the Bandit I was talking about earlier. I think that's pretty good looking too. Oh no, this is the one I was talking about. The 350. It's pretty good looking. Cool for around town. 750 Triumph prototype. Crazy looking engine. I've never seen it before like that. That's because it's a prototype. And there is the 4-cylinder Scots. 3-cylinder, 1000cc. I think it's one of my all-time favorite bikes. Hands down. Like, if you could say you can have any bike you want, I think this would be in my top 3. I really do. It's just so crazy. It's just such a crazy, sorry about my finger. It's just so crazy, man. And I like crazy. Yeah, this bike's really cool. It's a really cool bike. Be in my top picks. Norton 800. It's pretty really clean design. All right, we're going to move on to the next big room. I'll show you some stuff right behind me real quick. So there's just a short line of stuff behind me. Norton Pegasus top fuel drag bike. Royal Enfield 1500cc Don Sligler. Yes, Sligger. Don't know who he is, but, and I got sun coming right in on me, so bear with me. Supercharged 1700cc. I'd like to run the drag bike down a strip one time in my life. I've never done it. I wouldn't mind doing it once. No one wants to lend me their drag bike though. I don't understand why. Ascot Pullen. Pretty rare bike. On an OTT model. 250 Ambassador. What are these? Advanced. Huh. Abingdon. Really pretty bike. Once again, can't really get in there because they got them on top of each other, man. A little Ariel. Ariel Leader. They're crazy bikes, all enclosed. Another Cyclone. Ariel Cyclone. Square 4. 59, that was the best year. It was the ugliest year because they chinched out on a lot of stuff like the gauge complex and all, but the engines were the best one because they had that alloy head. This is one of the most underrated bikes. 250 Ariel, Golden Arrow. This thing's fast, man. I'm telling you, these are fast bikes. They made GP, people took them and made GP bikes out of them. They raced them, man. They don't look like anything, but they're fast. They're 252 stroke and they're fast. A lot of Ariels. 56 Ariel. 55 Ariel. Another Square 4. See, they were better looking in the early days. A little more fancy. I'll show you. They might not have one here. They have one that's real fancy. That's a real nice instrument cluster in the tank. I don't see one here, actually. I see another model that has the see what the instrument cluster in the tank, which is much classier looking. There's another one. I believe they made a Square 4 like that, but I don't see one here. This place is big, so we're going to be here a while. So keep patient. We're going to go into the next room. Okay, back at the National Motorcycle Museum in Birmingham, England. 21 Reynolds Runabout. Pretty unusual. Under-seat engine. It's pretty cool. I'd take it. I'd take that Raleigh, though. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm not going to go through all the bikes here because there's literally 1,000 bikes here. So they're kind of jammed in here, though. Can't really get a peek at much because they're really jammed in. Look at that chain to a cable to another chain. Is that what's going on there? Yeah. For the gear selector. Chain, cable, chain. It's pretty crazy. P&M Model A, 555 cubic inches. Radco. Another P&P. Silent 3. Keeping quiet. That's what it says. Little baby Wolf. 150cc. Oh, look at that. Spring frame. 1922 spring frame, pretty bike. 1922 SIRRAH. Never heard of it. Never heard of most of these. Ivy Popular. heard the name, never seen one. I said they made so many bikes. There's a 650 Quadrant. These are pretty cool bikes. Yeah. Another Raleigh. Raleighs are nice bikes. Scott's Super Squirrel. Cool bike. Rex. Rex made good stuff. They tried to bring him back in the 60s, but it didn't fly. Because they cheaped out. They used some other brand and just put the name on it, and it don't work. There's an AJAW twin. 1,000 cc's. Zenith. New mount. I never seen this Scott 293 Scott Squirrel. Look at that expansion chamber down there. Pretty crazy. 30 Triumph. Another Scott. Scott made a lot of bikes. Another Raleigh. Some people say Raleigh. I say Raleigh. Reynolds. They totally copied Scott's. I think it was Scott. They just used a different name because that's all Scott. I know Scott's pretty good at Scott for Concierge, Scott Fortunes, One After the Dream Company. Yeah, it's the same bike. They just put a different name on it for richer people. James made good bikes too, man. 500 V-twin. They're good bikes. There's an English Panther, one of my favorite bikes with the way that engine sloped so far forward, man. It's so cool. Definitely cool. Another Panther. New Hudson. You don't see too many of those. We saw one of these yesterday at Sammy Miller's, SOS. I never heard of them before that. Was it high quality product? Super on slow special. Huh. They did do a little racing, but weren't successful. There you go, Vincent. Vincent was TT winner. 1928-29. Stevens. They got them so close together you can't really see much, man. They're like right on top of each other. Douglas Endeavor. Much better than the smaller 350. This bike's actually rideable, or the other one's so slow you can't really ride it. Not on modern day roads. Maybe back in the day. Not today. 250 SOS. Another Scott Flying Squirrel. Really pretty bikes. New Imperial. Quality built bike. 500 single cylinder. Bear to kick though. Okay, let's go back to this row. And then we're going to go into the center. There's a lot to see here, man. Raleigh Runabout. 250 Dot Demon. Never seen it before. It looks pretty fun. I like the looks of it with the square tube frame. Another Panther. Greaves. Builder's engine. They're kind of very common in the States. The Birmingham Scott Flying Squirrel. Douglas Dragonfly. 350. It's really cool looking, but man, I rode one. It is so slow. I don't think you could ride it on today's roads. You would get run over, man. I mean, it's really slow. I don't know if you could do something to make them faster, but they are so slow. BSA, Bill Set, Tandon, IMP Supreme. New one on me. Never heard of it. Really pretty BSA there. Ooh, there's another Wooler. These Woolers are cool, man. I dig them. I think they're cool looking. 500 Wooler. Crazy looking tank. Goes past the handlebars. Pretty crazy. Francis Burnett. Another English Panther. You don't find these English Panthers in the States, man. They're hard to come by. Royal Enfield, 1951. 500 Twin. Good bike right there. All right, let's get into the center section. Then we go into another room. HRD. Pretty nice. Vincent. It's pretty nice. Another Vincent HRD. This one's a Series A. Series A Comet. This is Series A HRD Racing Team. Sorry, they got them so packed in here, you can't get in between them or nothing. So, this one says this is a TT replica. So, this is the one everyone wants, the Black Shadow. This is the big money one. They got a lot of Vincents though. You know, a Black Lightning.
I knew that hour would fly by. It always does. There's never enough time. So everybody come on through, and I'll just tell you what you've got in here.
Vincent. Gray Flash. Didn't know they made a Gray Flash. This one is Comet Series C. We got one missing. Vincent Rapide. These are the cheaper ones. They did make a single, but you don't see too many of them. There's a Black Prince. It's funny because it was like their holy grail. Sorry about my finger there. But they didn't sell for crap. No one wanted them. It's probably the most they put in the bike, body-wise, but no one wanted them. I think they're kind of cool. I'd take one. Sunbeam. Another Sunbeam, another Sunbeam, another Sunbeam. But we got a big group that just came in here, so we're going to try to skirt them and go around them. And maybe I'll come back and catch these Sunbeams. Because big group of old British guys. I'm going to try to squeeze behind them.
So make your way around.
Dignitaries. They all got a lot of badges on. Medals. Reynolds Runabout. Oh, we saw this when we came in. Okay, let's move on. BSA police bike. Yep, police bike. Here's all the military stuff with machine guns on it. 500 Triumph. It's a twin though. Oh no. Wait a minute. 750 twin. That's the 500. Wicker baskets. Wicker sidecars were big back in the day, man. 1939, 650. Big 4. $350 Ariel. Bill set. $350 Triumph. BSA rep replacement. It's too nice to be a military bike. Oh, look at this. This is cool. I dig this freaky shit like this, man. 1910 676 cc. Where do they come out with these CCs? Tax Series 3 Wilkinson. How cool is that, man? I dig it. I dig the weird shit. Brough Superior. Model 1000 Golden Dream. You ain't gonna find another one of those too easily. The Golden Dream was the rare one. There's the 1000 Brough Superior. One of the prettiest bikes I think ever made, in my opinion. The Austin engineered 4 Brough Superior. Liquid cooled 4-cylinder. Pretty rare too. You barely ever see one come up for sale. And if you do, it's just, look at the size of that battery. Let me turn my light on. Can you guys see that battery back there? It's a big battery, but it is a 4-cylinder car engine pretty much. But yeah, this one right here, these models I think are some of the prettiest bikes ever made. Just a pretty bike. Alright, we're going to go to the center now, so let's move on.